thank you for joining me this afternoon. The time is currently 3:30 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at a damaging thunderstorm right along the Mississippi River on the border of Missouri and Illinois that is currently producing golf ball-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts off to the north of Palmyra. If you are included in this severe thunderstorm warning, make sure to get indoors and away from windows, and preferably in the middle of your house, as this is some very large and even destructive hail, alright? We see that law enforcement reported golf ball-sized hail in the city of Palmyra. That was about 5 minutes ago, okay? So, again, we have a live look right now at a very dangerous and obviously damaging storm here. Once again, this is along the Mississippi River here. This is near Helton, South River, Hughes Camp, that area. You're going to be getting in the worst of this storm in about 5 minutes or so. So prepare now. Maybe not 5 minutes, but 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometime around there, all right? Now, we do also have some more storms that are currently riding across parts of northern Illinois. Areas like Peoria, areas like Chicago, they've gotten hit relatively hard today by severe thunderstorms, and that's continuing all the way back up into northern Indiana. But believe it or not, guys, this is not even the main event today. The main event is going to be taking place down in Texas once again, where we have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of western and north Texas here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and read off the details for that severe thunderstorm watch, because that was only issued 26 minutes ago. So the tornado threat with this overall is low. The strong tornado threat with this overall is very low. The damaging wind threat overall with this is moderate, and the destructive wind threat overall with this is moderate. The large hail threat with this is high, actually, okay? So hail is the main threat with this region here, and then the very large hail threat is even moderate, okay? Now, we do have some storms starting to pop off here in Texas. This one near Chadburn, Fort Chadburn in particular is, it's doing some gusty winds, some small hail, and we're going to see some more pop up just like that one soon. We got one closer up here to the north of Hamlin. That's near Haskell, Texas. And overall, the main severe weather event for you guys down here in Texas is going to be later this evening. But again, right now we do have our strong and even a few severe thunderstorms currently impacting portions of the Midwest. Again, Palmyra, Missouri just got hit by a massive hailstorm here, and we do have a report of golf ball-sized hail out of that. We do actually have a tornado report here from Louisiana from today. A brief tornado in a field along Leblanc Road southwest of Welsh. There was no damage, luckily, that occurred with that. There's a typo there. No damage. Report relayed by a spotter. That was around the lunchtime. And then we also had a tornado north of Joplin, Missouri. A suspected tornado downed trees and caused minor structural damage to homes northwest of the Joplin airport around Carl Junction. So we had another Joplin tornado, guys. It's not good for Joplin today, all right? We had a tornado that went through there. We got flash flood warnings in effect for that region. Okay, obviously the 2011 Joplin tornado was way more intense than this. So if you lived here in Joplin for a while, this isn't the worst weather you've ever experienced, but it's still intense, all right? Stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown if you are in that flash flood warning there. Again, that does include downtown Joplin, as well as Carl Junction down towards Baxter Springs, all right? So again, we're mainly going to be focused here on our severe thunderstorm that is currently riding the Mississippi River. This is going to be getting dangerously close to the south side of Quincy pretty soon, all right? Areas like South River, you guys are getting in on this. It's going to be crossing the Mississippi River Valley within minutes now. And this storm also does have a report of not only golf ball-sized hail from Palmyra, but if we zoom in here and try to click on that, unfortunately I can't get that. They're from the same area, so it's hard to click on the other one. But there is a wind report right below that. That would be somewhere in the range from 50 to 60 miles per hour, as it has that kind of tealish color there. And again, severe storms did impact Chicago today, all right? Near downtown Chicago, we got a 54 mile per hour wind gust there from a strong to severe thunderstorm. We also did have a flooding report. All right, video shared social media shows stopped cars due to flooding on underpass there in Chicago. Okay, so again, you got to be careful with this. Some major flooding's occurring. There's also severe storm potential there. And again, guys, we're talking about a very widespread threat today. We're talking from Michigan to Texas and everywhere in between having a pretty decent shot of severe weather. Again, the main area we're actually going to be watching is Texas. I know right now there's nothing insane going on in Texas except for that one little guy there north of Bronte that is currently, again, producing 40-mile-per-hour damaging winds and half-inch in diameter hail. The National Weather Service has put the intensification possible tag on that storm, so it may intensify as it heads off to the east there towards Winters. So Winters, get ready. That storm will be coming in relatively soon. We're gonna go ahead and bring up our Killeen, Texas cam here, and we can see that it's a very, gray, overcast, even a little bit of an ominous sky out there today. We'll also go ahead and we'll go ahead and bring up our Southwest Michigan cam here, and we can see that it's actually sunny for the most part, but that's not a good thing, because what that is going to do is boost our instability in this area in Kalamazoo there, alright? So if you're in Kalamazoo, you do have a potential that's definitely there for an isolated severe storm, but nothing is expected at this point for you guys, really. So we do have a new special weather statement for downtown Macomb, Illinois. This is for the threat of 40-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail, actually, so even bigger, and then also torrential rainfall. So look out for that. We did have a massive cluster of flash flood warnings down here in southeast Texas today. All those little green dots, those are flooding reports. That is insane. We've still got some flash flood warnings down there, so if you're there, again, stay alive, don't drive, turn around, don't drown. Do not drive in flooded roadways is basically what those rhymes mean there. Okay, so we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. This is an extension for our storm. It is just now crossing the Mississippi River. It's heading towards Quincy, Illinois. Quincy's a pretty big city there, just off to the west of Interstate 172. So this severe thunderstorm warning is for 1 inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. So if you're included in that warning, make sure that you are getting indoors, because again, this storm even has a history of producing up to golf ball-sized hail back towards Palmyra. So again, this is a severe thunderstorm warning, so again, make sure that you are getting indoors. Definitely don't want to be outdoors during something like that. It's going to be a pretty intense storm. It is on the downtrend for the most part, but still, we can actually kind of track this out here and talk about the locations that this is going to impact. So this has been moving northeast at 20 miles per hour. It's starting to speed up a little bit. It was 15. So we'll actually just go ahead and say northeast at 25 miles per hour. Kind of drag it out towards here. So, we're going to talk about the towns and cities in the path of this severe thunderstorm. So, Liberty, you've got about 34 minutes until you're under this. Camp Point, you got about 49 minutes. And Clayton has got about 1 hour. Golden, 61 minutes. Mount Sterling, 80 minutes. Rushville, 111 minutes. Beardstown, 124 minutes. Industry, 124 minutes. Vermont, 140 minutes. Astoria, 143. Table Grove, 146 minutes. Ipava, 156 minutes. Then we'll kind of talk about some of the bigger towns in the path of this, instead of just reading through the entire list, because that'd take forever. We do have places like Lincoln getting hit by this in 258 minutes, so you got about 4 hours there, a little over 4 hours in Lincoln. All right, we've got Peoria coming in at about 266 minutes. So again, about 4 to 4.5 hours until that gets there towards Peoria. And then we even go as far out as I believe it goes all the way towards Bloomington. And yes, there we go, Bloomington, Illinois. You've got about 320 minutes until this storm hits you. So you've got about 5 to 5.5 hours. So again, that's just kind of the general track of this thing. I'm not saying that's exactly where it's going to go, and it may not even last that long, you guys. You got to understand, this is not the most favorable environment for severe storms to last incredibly long. By the way, new flash flood warning is in effect. This is the southeast of Des Moines. This is for the Corey down Iowa area. So again, stay alive, don't drive. Again, I would say almost the biggest threat today is the flash flooding. We have 7 flash flood warnings in effect right now. We had even more earlier today, again, when we had that massive cluster of them down in Texas, but we still have 7. So dangerous flash flooding is occurring with a lot of these storms all across our risk area today. So let's go ahead and take another look at our storm here north of Bronte, and kind of in north central Texas, west Texas. whatever you want to call it. This is going to be crossing Highway 277 soon towards Fort Chadburn. Again, this is a pretty strong storm here. It's also going to be heading towards Wilmeth, and again, Winters, down the line. You guys are going to be in the path of that. You got a little over, somewhere between half an hour and an hour, I'd say, before that gets to you. And our storms southeast of Aspermont are starting to intensify a little bit, too. We do have our storm chasers on these. It's kind of split into two storms. It was one, now it's kind of two. We got storm chaser Vince Welty and storm chaser Corey Gherkin there on that storm in between Hamlin and Aspermont. So let's kind of head back towards our storm that is currently severe warned along the Missouri River here. Again, that is a very large hail core. All that pink in there, and especially that little blue dot, that's not good. That is very large hail, to say the least. That's where you kind of get to the potential for, with a hail core like this, it wouldn't be surprising if we still had golf ball-sized hail with this. Again, it's only warned for quarter-sized hail now, but golf ball-sized hail is still not out of the picture, I would say, as this has kind of re-intensified since that had gotten downgraded. Again, originally this was even more intense whenever it was near the Palmyra area. Palmyra, I mean, they just got slapped by all this hail. Probably some damage to some windshields, some windows, possibly. Quite a bit of car damage. Maybe some damage to some roofs from those damaging winds that, again, are associated with this storm. Again, for the most part, we're just talking about large hail with this storm, but damaging winds are also there. The only reason we're focusing so much on the hail is because it is very big, but damaging wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour are still a legitimate threat. So, yeah. Alright, our storm near Macomb is starting to look more impressive in terms of a hail threat. We may see this get severe warned relatively soon. It's just kind of all of a sudden, as this heads up towards Bushnell, this is getting very intense on the hail core there. And there we go. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning now, and that is for that storm that I was talking about. So, McDonough and Warren counties, Illinois, that does include the city of Bushnell. You are now under a severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging winds. I called that almost perfect timing there. So if you are included in that warning, make sure that you are getting indoors. Again, it is doing some pretty intense damaging winds as well, and possibly it's even rotating a little bit. Southwest of Bushnell. If there's any rotation, it would be located right in there, north of Highway 136. So again, if you're included in this warning, make sure that you are getting indoors. This goes all the way up towards Bushnell, Prairie City. And eventually this is going to go to the south of Avon, that whole area there. It's a pretty rural area. We've got towns like Manly out there, though. So we'll watch this again. And now the storm ahead of it's gotten special weather statement warned, and normally I wouldn't think anything of this, but we saw how quickly this last one intensified from special weather statement towards severe warning. So now I'm thinking this one definitely has the potential to do the same thing. Right now, the worst of the hail is right smack dab on top of Brimfield. This one is actually capable of producing 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. So again, this is, borderline severe, potentially. This is going to be heading up towards Princeville, Wyoming, and Akron. This is right along Interstate 74. Again, that's off to the northwest of Peoria. Let's take a look at our storms closer to Chicago here. Nothing too crazy. The one near Hammond, it has a special weather statement on it, but it does expire in 1 minute, and it's definitely less intense than when it got warned for that. We do actually have a storm all the way up here in northern Indiana near Nepean that's starting to develop a pretty impressive hail core now. I guess it's been relatively impressive the whole time. So, will not be surprised if we were to see some small hail out of that as that heads towards Nepean. Again, 50-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail for that storm as well. And, once again, the intensification possible tag and the torrential rainfall tag. So again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a live look right now at a severe thunderstorm that just crossed over the Missouri River. This is south of Quincy, Illinois. This is going to be crossing Interstate 172 shortly here. If you're on Interstate 172, make sure that you are getting off, especially if you're in a high-profile vehicle. And again, the worst of the hail is starting to get to Interstate 172 now. Chicago, Kansas City Expressway. Again, later tonight, these storms in Texas will be more intense, but they are now starting to kind of fire off. Nothing severe yet, but we're getting there, guys. That's for sure. Again, this storm also quite possibly could be rotating a little bit, so we're going to have to watch that. It's nothing major, though. It's not enough to produce a tornado yet. Again, the worst of the hail just went through Brimfield, Illinois on our storm up here closer to Princeville. And again, this storm's near Bardolph right now, and it's heading very close to Bushnell. So again, if you're in Bushnell, make sure that you are getting indoors there. It's a pretty intense hail core and quite a bit of wind associated with that storm as well. Again, if not for a little bit of rotation, at the very least, there's some very damaging winds there south of Quincy once again. Or sorry, no, that's the wrong storm. South of Bushnell once again. We haven't talked about our storm in Quincy too much over the last couple of minutes here, and you know, most of that is actually because it's kind of starting to weaken out. You've still got large hail and damaging winds associated with that crossing Interstate 172 right now, but this definitely is trying at least to weaken out here, and I bet within 20 to 25 minutes this won't even be, severe limits anymore. So again, we'll continue to watch that, but it's just nothing crazy impressive to me. Again, it is a very strong and right now even severe storm. I'm just saying I don't know how long that'll last, considering it's already weakening out. We now have Storm Chaser Connor Croft up on Radar Omega, and he's also near storms that are starting to fire off in Texas, in between Hamlin and Aspermont. Right over Flat Top, you're kind of in the middle of these two. Again, it's nothing too intense yet, but we're worried because these are have so much of room to grow in this kind of environment, and they are growing very quickly. Like, less than an hour ago, this was nothing, and now we've got two fully fledged strong storms out of this here, capable of producing lightning, heavy downpours, maybe even a little bit of wind. So, again, they're intensifying quickly. Unlike our storm near Fort Chadburn, which is kind of doing the opposite thing, it's kind of decreasing. This is kind of dying out. We can see a few more radar scans go. This is much more impressive. But again, I mean, it pops up so quickly. In an hour, this went from nothing to a strong, concerning storm back down to nothing. I mean, we still got rain associated with this, but at this point, I mean, there's probably not even going to be much lightning out here, guys. Nothing too crazy anymore as this approaches winters. Just some rain, really. Maybe an isolated pocket of heavy rain or two, but overall, I mean, it's still just rain. Nothing too crazy. I will say, some of these storms in Missouri, like central and eastern Missouri, these look relatively impressive to me. Kind of around the Jefferson City area. Maybe capable of producing some small hail and gusty winds. We may see one of them even get warned here. There's quite a few of them. They're kind of taking a line formation here even, so they may increase in their damaging wind threat. Especially if they take a bow echo shape. But that has not happened yet. So again, to reiterate, if you're just not tuning in, we do have a severe thunderstorm currently crossing Interstate 172 near Quincy, Illinois. This is a dangerous storm capable of producing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. If you're in this area, make sure that you're getting indoors. This is heading for Burton very soon. Burton, it's probably just now starting to sprinkle. It's going to get worse very quickly. So get ready. All right. If you're tuning in the Texas area, once again, Texas right now has got some strong storms starting to develop. Specifically, the one with all of our storm chasers here. This one kind of close to Hamlin, off to the north of Hamlin. Nothing too crazy yet. Once again, it's not like any crazy thing yet, but it is a storm, and it has room to grow, and it has been growing very quickly. I think within the next hour or so, this could be a severe warning storm that we'll have to look out for. And speaking of severe storms, we do now have a new severe thunderstorm warning, and that is for a storm that had the special weather statement. We talked about this, and like the last one, it very quickly intensified to severe limits. So areas like Brimfield, Princeville, Akron, Wyoming, Illinois, you have got a severe thunderstorm warning now for 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch in diameter hail, and we actually just got another severe warning. That's an extension for a storm near Quincy. This is now back up to half-dollar-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds, because apparently the public reported half-dollar-sized hail on the south side of Quincy, so the hail is actually re-intensifying on this thing near Camp Point. Let's see, when was that report filed? Doesn't say. But yeah, again, this is a severe storm heading for Clayton, Illinois very soon. Right near Burton right now. Again, capable of producing damaging wind gusts and large hail. There it is. It's going to be heading off to the northeast here. We kind of talked about some of these locations whenever we were talking about where this storm would head. And now it is coming in. So get ready for it, everybody out here. And it is moving much quicker now. It started, whenever it first got severe warning, it was only moving northeast at 10 miles per hour. Then it got upgraded to 15, and now it's all the way up to 35. So it's moving quicker and quicker here as it approaches the Rushville area, or the general vicinity of Rushville. I'm only putting out Rushville because it's a pretty big town. If you're in Rushville, you do have a little bit of a cell approaching you right now, but that's not the big storm that we're talking about. Don't worry. It's this back here that we're watching very closely for you. And right now, we're just going to continue to cover our storms up here in Illinois. Again, this one near Bushnell looks relatively intense in terms of a hail threat at the very least. Bardolph got smacked by this hail core. Now it's heading up towards Bushnell very quickly. And we have another severe thunderstorm warning. So things are popping off now. Adams County. Or no, that is not the new one. Our new one is actually for the storm in Indiana that we talked about, the strong storm in Indiana. It is now severe warned as it heads up towards New Paris, Baintertown, Waterford Mills, Gravelton. That's for 1-inch in diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So if you're including that warning, make sure that you are getting indoors. That's very close to Nepean. Nepean, you are including that. Nepeany, however you pronounce that. So make sure, again, that you are getting indoors there. It's kind of just doing some heavy rain right now in the Nepeany area, most likely, but it's going to get worse with, again, potentially even some hail and some wind associated with that. By the way, our storm, it was in Joliet, kind of the more intense one in the Chicago metro, or the Chicago suburbs right now, rather, did get special weather statement warned. This must have been a while ago, but that's for 50 to 55-mile-per-hour winds and nickel-sized hail. So if that intensifies at all, that is a severe thunderstorm, severe limit storm anyway. It's getting close to Homer Glen. It's going to be heading for Orland Park, Frankfurt, Tinley Park. And again, it just went through Joliet. This is going to kind of go through the southern Chicago suburbs there. It's kind of riding Interstate 80. It's going to be approaching the intersections here of 57, 80, 94, 294. There are a ton of interstates that meet up there. Hello, Mr. Storm. You want to call? I'm just wondering if you want to call and discuss this. Yeah, and enhanced risk is in effect for parts of Texas. Again, the Texas event will be a this evening thing, though. That is not right now. It looks like our storm north of Bronte has started to intensify again as it approaches the Winters area. But yeah, if you want to call, just let me know. Or if you're able to call. We have a special weather statement up in northeastern Arkansas. That is for the Amagon and Beadville area. It's for a storm producing 40-mile-per-hour winds and a half-inch hail as it heads towards Diaz. And now Mr. Storm is calling me. Hello. Oh, we said it at the same time.
Yeah. Doing live coverage?
Yep.
How will east of Davenport look tonight?
Wait, did somebody Did somebody type that?
What?
Did somebody type that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there may be a few severe storms around that area, though.
Yeah, the Davenport area, you're kind of in the marginal risk, so it's not going to be anything, like, too crazy, but you may get an isolated strong to severe storm in eastern Davenport.
Yeah. Everyone, please, please, please subscribe to Davis. We're only 11 away from 1K.
We're getting so close. I really think we're going to hit it tomorrow.
We've got a nice streak going.
Yeah. I mean, it's all these live streams, man, and it's not like I'm going live for nothing. I mean, we've had such active weather lately, and again, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather. This is like the 5th or 6th day in a row that we've had an enhanced risk of severe weather, and it's been in a pretty similar area every time.
Deep South cannot get a break.
Yeah, especially like Texas, Oklahoma.
But yeah, we'll continue to do these live coverage, live streams.
Well, and you know, I'd like to be like, hey, this is gonna be the last day we got this intense weather, but I genuinely don't think it is. Tomorrow we already have a slight risk, and it would not even shock me if that got upgraded to an enhanced risk, because originally today's event started out as a marginal risk at day 2, and then now it's all the way up to enhanced. So if tomorrow starts off as a slight risk, it could definitely go enhanced.
Yeah, and we have some very intense weather with a day 5 slight coming up, so...
Yeah, that slight's been there for a while.
Yeah, we're definitely concerned about that one.
Yeah, and I mean, even on Saturday, you know, right now we only have a marginal risk, but again, this event started out as a marginal risk, so if it goes like slight or enhanced, I will probably be live here again.
Yeah, I think it'll probably go enhanced, just depending on how well the ingredients for severe weather goes.
So again, if you're just now tuning in, we do have a few relatively intense storms. Yeah, no problem, Michael. We have a few relatively intense
weather statement up in northeastern.
Dang it. I turned my audio on. We do have a few relatively intense storms moving through parts of Illinois right now, specifically like northwestern Illinois. We got a storm close to Princeville that's severe. We got a storm near Bushnell that's severe. We got a storm near Camp Point that's severe. We got quite a few severe storms out there right now.
Yep.
And again, even we have a severe storm in Indiana right now.
We have so many flash flood warnings right now.
Yeah, earlier today I was watching at school. It was crazy. There were like 10 flash flood warnings, all in southeast Texas at once.
Yeah, we still have a few in the Houston and Beaumont Beaumont area.
And I just noticed, apparently there's an 85 mile per hour gust out of this area.
Wow.
Yeah, apparently there's an 85 mile per hour gust out of that region reported early this morning. Photo of a tree and power lines down on a flooded road. We did actually have a tornado in southwestern Louisiana today. The Lake Charles area got hit pretty hard recently, and they got another tornado in that region today. Luckily, no damage occurred. And then we also had a tornado, funnily enough, in Joplin.
Oh.
And Joplin's another city that the other day, I mean, they had a decently strong tornado south of the metro. This one was kind of on the northwest side.
Joplin is a huge city.
Yeah.
So that's not good. If you're just now tuning in, we are tracking live severe weather across the central United States. We have an enhanced risk in effect, but that's down in Texas, so we'll probably see the storm start to really pop off later tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, I did notice the special weather statement 1 in Texas near Winters, Texas is starting to get pretty intense with a decent hail core. By the way, guys, we do now have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect. That is going to be for Knox and Fulton counties, Illinois. That's an extension for our storm near Bushnell. That is for 1 inch hail and 60 mile per hour winds at 2:59 p.m. A trained weather spotter reported quarter-sized hail in Bushnell. That may be supposed to say 3:59 p.m. because that storm just went through there. That's going to be approaching the London Mills area shortly, so if you are included in that warning, make sure that you are getting indoors.
Davis, are you getting any storms today?
Probably not.
Okay.
I'm a little bit southeast of the risk area.
I'm going to go back and just check the SPC. So we have an enhanced risk for central Texas that's driven by a 5% tornado threat, 15% wind threat, and a 30% hatch-hail threat. And remember, when the last time we had a 30% hatch-hail threat, wasn't it yesterday?
Yeah.
But we've been seeing a ton of days where we've had even 15% hatch-hail threats, but we've got softball-sized hail. So big-time monster gorilla hail is going to come out of this system.
Yeah, yesterday we had that risk in place, and we actually got a few instances of softball or larger sized hail.
Yeah, yesterday was just insane. Then we have the Day 5 slight going out for really eastern Nebraska down through eastern Kansas, east central Oklahoma, and extreme northern Texas.
Yeah, in case anybody's curious, this is kind of what this looks like. I'm sure I will have some sort of forecast out about this before this event actually happens. Again, sorry guys, I haven't been posting too many videos really at all lately. It's all been live streams, man. The weather has been way too intense. I recorded a Twisted video yesterday. And I do have our 1,000 subscriber special ready. I have that prepared. I mean, we got here so fast. I was not expecting it, but I do have that prepared now. It was a close call, though.
Yeah. Can't wait to watch that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Everybody, please subscribe. It'd be great if we could hit 1,000 today.
I think we'll probably hit it tomorrow. By the way, guys, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now in effect. That's going to be in effect for... Okay, so we have our first severe warning in Texas. That is on our storm near Winters that I was talking about that looked relatively intense. That is now a storm producing 60 mile per hour winds and 1 inch in diameter hail. So if you're included in this warning all the way out to Winters, please do be moving indoors. Our Texas event is finally getting going here. And again, this is supposed to be like the big one of the day. Like the stuff that we have going on in the Midwest right now seems relatively intense, but it's nowhere near what we're going to be seeing down in Texas today.
Yes. There's 8 people watching here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do want to thank you guys all for the support lately. Again, I was not expecting to hit 1,000 this fast. Dude, at the beginning of the year, I was at like 500, around there. So I don't know how we already got to 1,000. That's insane.
Yeah, congratulations, Davis.
Thank you. Mr. Storm has also grown incredibly fast. Make sure that you go subscribe to him because I do live streams quite a bit. He at this point though, he's honestly doing more like shorts and weather forecasts in general than I am. Again, I do more of the live severe stuff. He's kind of been doing more of the forecasting stuff. So make sure that you do check his channel out. He's pretty close to 700.
Yeah, thanks. Matt 676.
Hopefully he can get there by the end of May.
Yeah, I think. Hopefully. I mean, I've been getting a lot too. Like, up to 10 per day. But anyways, we really want to get Davis to 1,000. So everyone watching right now, go ahead and click that subscribe button. It's free. It's not like you have to pay or anything.
Alright, let's stop self-promoting here.
Yeah.
Everybody's probably clicked off the stream by now.
Oh, we just went from 8 to 4 viewers.
Yikes. That may be a glitch, though. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. The storm is going right towards winter. That's now warned. And then there's like a northern edge to it, which still has the special weather statement. And you can clearly see on radar that it's not as intense, but we definitely seem to be having some decent sized hail come out of that storm, and I'm pretty confident that we're going to get at least one large hail report.
Yeah.
Probably near Winters. Winters is not populated at all, so.
How many people does it have? Like 1,000?
It actually, no, I mean, it's not that big, but I didn't see that for some reason.
Let's see here. Winters, Texas, so about 2,345.
Yeah. That thing is growing. Other towns and cities in the warning box are Bronte. You guys are probably good for the moment. But northern Bronte, you're probably going to be seeing some rainfall. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
And again, we do also have our storm decently close to Haskell. It's kind of died out at this point. It was looking like it might have done something for a little bit, but now at this point, I mean, it's just some rain, really, as it enters the southwest side of whatever county Haskell's in. I don't remember. Yeah, I may actually be in the path of a couple of storms tomorrow, surprisingly. Today, again, most of it's going to stay northwest of me, but tomorrow I may get a rumble of thunder or something. It's not going to be anything crazy, but I am going to at least have a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big, but I didn't see that for some reason.
Yeah, I'm gonna at least have a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. 'Cause again, most of it's gonna stay northwest of me, but tomorrow I may get a rumble of thunder or something. It's not gonna be anything crazy, but I am gonna at least have a chance for some isolated showers and thunderstorms. How about you? Oh, I guess Mr. Storm's muted. I didn't realize that.
Sorry about that. My siblings were interrupting me.
You're good.
What'd you ask me?
I just said, you got any storms coming your way for the next few days, do you think?
Not really. I mean, it's gonna be really cool here, so I think just some showers in the next couple days. But I think later in May we're probably gonna see an uptick in thunderstorm activity. But yeah, for the next few days, it doesn't look that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was hot here today in Illinois, which is part of the reason we do have this severe weather popping off, is because it is way above average here, right? Today, even in like central Illinois, we got up to like 85, which for early May, very early May, basically April, that's pretty darn warm.
Yeah, it was like 78 today.
Yeah, currently in my region, it's about 84. Let's actually turn on the temperature map feature here that we can use on Radar Omega. So let's check some of these temperatures in the region that we are getting our severe storms. So we see areas like Mount Sterling, you're sitting at about 78 degrees. You're getting hit by storms, all right? Peoria's at 83 degrees, all right? It's warm up there in Peoria today. Currently, we've got Pontiac sitting at about 81 degrees. Lakin, about 76.
John McKinney's in chat.
What?
John McKinney's in chat. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, you're good. That's cool. Hello, John. What did he say?
He says, just popping in to say hi. Looked like the storm south of Abilene is the one to watch. Freddie is on the northern one, but like you said, it is dying, so he better head south if he wants to get any.
Yeah, I mean, currently the one north of Abilene, at this point, it's really just some rain showers, unfortunately for him. Thank you, Matt Prunty.
Michael Reagan said, he put a 100 emoji in chat.
I see that.
Yeah.
Does look like our storm near Princeville, Illinois, is starting to intensify in terms of a tail threat. I kind of noticed that earlier, but now it's looking even more impressive as it's northeast of Princeville. This severe warning does expire in 2 minutes, and this is definitely still severe, so we'll see what they think about this storm with the new warning once that gets issued. We do have quite a few severe warnings expiring in 2 minutes. We've got the one northeast Macomb, again, the one that I just mentioned near Princeville, and then that's it for the severe warnings, but we also have quite a few special weather statements that are going to expire in 2 minutes, so we may see some of those get reissued, and we may see some just get dropped. That'll kind of tell us which storms are still intense.
Yep. Dude, there are like no cams in the Northeast, but all the cams are really in Tornado Alley.
Yeah, the cyclone ports.
In California, though.
Yeah, Tennessee has the most. Tennessee has like dozens across the state.
Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, Texas doesn't have that many.
They've got one near Houston, one near Killeen, and then they used to have another one, actually, but that got removed recently. So they used to have 3, now they have 2.
Yeah. That one is actually right by the radar site.
By the way, you guys, we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning now. That is an extension for the storm I was talking about. That is relatively intense in terms of its hail core. It is still just for 1 inch in diameter hail and 60 mph winds as it moves towards Lakin and Henry here. So if you're including that, make sure you are getting indoors. Again, this is off to the north of Peoria, Illinois.
Wow, look at that.
Look at what?
The cam south of Toronto is reading 72 degrees.
Wow. And that's in Canada.
It's way up in Canada, yeah. I'll tell you, it is not supposed to be this hot in May.
Yeah, I know the Deep South actually has a moderate risk of excessive heat, according to the Climate Prediction Center. Let's take a look at some of these temperatures, actually. Houston, Texas, it's not that bad there in Houston. They got some rain, cool air that came in. South Alabama, however, we are sitting at about 87 degrees right now, getting close to 90. We got Jackson, Mississippi coming in at 80 degrees. A lot of these areas down in the south, though, did just get hit by quite a bit of rain, so a lot of them have cooled down since. But, yeah, again, that one is close to 87 degrees.
Texas Chili Bowl edits says we had flash flood warnings all day.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. He's down in the Houston area. Yeah, you definitely did. Especially this morning. I know there were a ton of flash flood warnings down there. I don't think a flash flood emergency was ever issued, though. But still, flash flood warnings are pretty intense situations.
That's a pretty big storm that's moving through Indiana.
Yeah, I actually just took a look at that one. It definitely is.
Yeah, that's definitely one to keep watching.
So, since we don't really have anything going on right now other than just a few severe storms, I think we might just end off here, if that's okay with you, because we are definitely going to have to go live again later today. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, I guess he's muted. Alright, we'll wait for him to come back and see what he thinks. You had severe warnings all day, too? Dang. Yeah, at school, I saw at least one severe warning near the Houston area. I believe it actually included Houston, if I'm correct. Yeah, you guys got hit by some pretty intense storms today. Looks like Mr. Storm's back. You back?
My siblings are so annoying.
Yeah, I get the feeling.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I was just saying, I think we should probably end off pretty quickly here because the thing is, we're going to have way more intense storms later today than what we have right now, and we're probably going to have to go later today, live later today. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, because there's no tornado warnings or anything, so I think we're good for this part. Because everyone's just staying indoors and away from windows.
Yeah. All right. So, everybody, we're going to end off the live stream here. Again, we will be live almost certainly again, at least once or twice later today. Again, the main event is actually going to be down in Texas today. I know right now it feels like it's Illinois, but no, Texas is going to be the big one. So, stay tuned into the channel. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.